Okay, we're back now. Yeah, I think my live stream cut out because I have it up in the background so I can kind of keep an eye on it. And the last time it lagged out, it didn't seem to come back, and it seemed like it was there for a few minutes. So I think I might have missed a little bit, but that's okay. So Big E picks up the broken boat that he found that has the inscription about "is no fun, is no Blinsky," and he puts that into his pack and crouches down. Vanya is gonna whisper. So anyway, yeah, I was gonna suggest why don't we go ahead and buff up, I guess. So she's gonna go ahead and cast aid on the same people as before, which is everyone but her. So you guys' HP is back to the. Oh wait, no, I've got it on her.
Right.
Who has aid?
She cast
I
it.
got it.
Vanya cast it on Biggie,
Yeah.
Zoe,
Oh no.
and Archimedes.
Oh my god.
If you would like to get permission from Lily to change that.
Oh, that's right. Well, Wyvern, do you want to ask Lily if you can have the +5 hit points instead of my two characters?
Oh, she'll change it from one of the other characters.
Oh yeah, just not Archimedes.
Yeah.
He can come back to life. I just need a little instance.
You're familiar.
Speaking of Archimedes, I'm going to have him fly up kind of high so it's inconspicuous, and he's going to act like he's a normal owl, but he's going to get as close as he can to that boat to get a good look at it.
Okay. Is he looking at it, or are you looking at it?
If he looks at it, can he tell me what he saw?
No.
Okay,
So,
then I'm looking
I guess
through his eyes.
That's also kind of why I'm letting you do the advantage thing, because it's like, okay, cool, my owl has advantage on checks. What good does that do me?
Yeah,
I guess
I was trying to figure out
You
how
could
to
like,
use it.
you could send him up ahead and have him scout out and say, okay, if there's any danger, hoot back at me, and he might see really, really bad things, but you don't get a response other than hoot, 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 hoot. So that's kind of one of the limitations I would think. But as if you're sitting there spending your action to look through his eyes and not using your senses, then I think that's a good trade-off. That's fine. So yeah, go ahead and make a perception check as he flies over and tries to get close and look at the boat.
You can communicate with it telepathically. While your familiar is within 100 feet of you, you can communicate with it telepathically. So, then I'm just going to say, I'm going to telepathically communicate and say, Arky, fly over to that boat and look at it and check it out and tell me what you see. And he, since I'm also role-playing him, wait, do you want to do Archimedes' response to me, or do I say what he says?
At the moment,
Because he can telepathically talk ways to personality. So I'm gonna do it.
At the moment.
Okay.
At the moment. No. At the moment, I believe that communication is one way. You can look through his eyes and see what he sees, but you can telepathically communicate to him to tell him what to do. But from what I remember reading about threads, my conclusion was that it was one way. But hold on, I'm reading a Reddit thread on it real quick.
You could just give me advantage on my perception check.
You already have that. My conclusion is that communicate telepathically, kind of like any other creature that can communicate telepathically. You can't talk into a mind flayer's mind telepathically. It communicates to you. But let me see what a mind flayer's.
But the mind flayer can do two-way communication, even though it's its power, right?
Right. So if it says that, then that's a separate thing. So let's see.
But is that because it's communicating with an intelligent creature? Like when I communicate with Happy, the Tressum, the reason why we can communicate back and forth and I can tell him what to do and have him alert me is because it's an intelligent creature. I thought.
I don't recall anything about Happy and communication, but we'll leave that out because that's a different game. So.
No, I know. I was just using that reference because that's the one that remember, we can tell him what to do, and he can, let us know and stuff, and I can
I,
communicate
I,
both ways.
I don't know the extent of that. If it is, I haven't
Okay.
been handling him.
Not even a big deal. I was just,
Mind flayers don't even have telepathy.
What?
No, they don't have telepathy.
So our opinion of them are based entirely on a made-up fear.
Okay. You know what? Okay, here is a Tasha's Cauldron of Everything feat, and I'm going with this because this is a more recent ruling, and this is the way it's worded. It says you can speak telepathically to any creature you can see within 60 feet of you. They're in a language that you know, and the creature understands only if it knows that language. Your communication doesn't give the ability to respond to you telepathically, which seems like the general, like, telepathy is the ability to communicate to someone else. You don't have anything special in your mind that allows you to, he doesn't have anything special to communicate to you, and he also can't read a mind. But what's telepathic bond? That does say communicate telepathically through the bond.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, on
it goes back and forth. It goes back and forth. It goes back and forth.
So one person's opinion on this random Reddit thread, which I have not read the responses to, but it's 83% upvoted, and he says, and packed level 3 packed chain of the warlocks can grab a pseudo dragon familiar, which has keen senses, giving it advantage on sight, hearing, and smell, which should encompass every perception check you're gonna run into. So this particular person's opinion is that find familiars that have keen sense bonuses are really good, because that means that you get those advantage checks on your character as you're making them. So that's his opinion. But
I respect that opinion, and I don't care unless it argues using the raw. And my argument for the telepathy is there's a feat in Tasha's that says you don't get it, but there is a level 5 spell in Player's Handbook that says communicate through the bond, whether or not they have a common language. And Find Familiar says communicate with, not speak to.
Yeah.
Communicate with it telepathically.
No,
but it still has its intelligence. Its intelligence doesn't change. It does have a 2 intelligence. And I don't think there's anything in 5e that requires intelligence to speak, but it's not going to be able to, like, speak in full sentences and give you a big rundown. It's gonna give you, like, basics, like woot woot, big fuzzy bear or something. So you can roleplay it if you want, but I'll tell you what it sees and what it interprets.
No, I won't give him a voice. He just gestures with his wings, but I can give him commands. But so for now, do I get advantage with perception checks that I'm using through him?
Yes. I've already ruled that for this game. You have the advantage for your checks and for his checks, but you can only do one at a time.
I know. I have to be using my action to see through his eyes, which means McGee is blind and deaf until I end it, which I don't have to do with an action, but I need an action to start it back up again, and I can only be making perceptions through one at a time. Totally accept that. So I asked him to fly ahead and check it out, and I want to know what he sees.
So he is looking and making a check and communicating to you what he sees.
No, I'm going to use an action to see through his eyes.
Okay.
And I'm going to instruct him to fly out, circle the guy in a safe, and then return to me.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check with advantage with your modifier.
I'm always going to tuck my way into advantage one way or another. Okay, so my low roll was a 16, but my high roll was a 20, so technically natural 20, and then plus 2.
Okay. So as he flies out over the lake and he kind of surveys his surroundings, he sees way up on the far shore, there's some rustling in the bushes, and you can't really see what it is, but it looks like a couple of miles away. This is like way far down the shore. He's like doing a big loop around it, so you're seeing like everything. This is like information overload.
Nice.
He sees like some rustling in the bushes, so it does look like there's other creatures at the lake, but not necessarily within any reasonable distance of you. But people not necessarily.
Which side of the
Yes.
lake? We're on the south. What side do we see the rustling?
Let me double check. The closest side to you is the west side or the north side, and it's kind of in that direction, northwestish.
Got it.
You don't see the end of the lake to the east, and you can just barely see the end of the lake to the west and to the north. So
Got
it
it.
seems like you're on the further west side of the lake, and it's like across the lake. This is like 3 or 4 miles away across the water, but these places, there's definitely other creatures living in this place. It's not just a barren wasteland. So when they say there's things here and to watch out, he does see something, but he can't see what it is.
Cool.
The boat that he's circling around, as you fly around it and see it, you do get a glimpse of something inside the boat, and it looks like some sort of burlap sack that is in the boat alongside the guy who's fishing, and he's just kind of staring off into the distance with his fishing pole held aloft and fishing.
Is he a skeleton and or zombie? Does he
The
look
person in the
like-
boat? No,
Does
it
he
looks
have
like
two
looks
blood marks, fang marks on his neck.
your owl can't see that from here.
Okay.
Not because of any limitations of your check, just because it's not practical. His skin looks normal color. I mean, no more pale than any other Barovian. He does. You do see a reflection of him in the Black Lake, so he is not a vampire. He looks more like he's in a trance than any sort of mindless creature.
Cool. Okay.
And as Archimedes is flying back to the party, you do see a hint of wriggling in the sack that's in the boat.
Oh jeez. Oh god. Oh jeez. Oh god. Okay.
And as you're taking your time and sending Archimedes up, and he's flying around, he's taking a couple minutes to do some loops and looking at all that. You casted some spells, and you're all kind of like looking around, preparing yourselves, and the guy suddenly reaches down into his boat.
I knew suddenly was coming. I knew it was going to be a suddenly.
and grabs the burlap sack that you saw, and he lifts it up onto the side of his boat, and it's still wriggling. It's actually wriggling a lot more now, and he flips it up into the water, and it floats for a second, and then wriggles, and then starts slowly sinking, and he casts his line back out.
Jesus Christ. I mean,
Okay,
Lathander the Morning Lord. Omnitor. I literally just remembered it. I didn't look that up. That's how upset I am right now. So, Big E's gonna say, Omnitor! And then he's gonna call Archimedes. Archimedes is flying back to him now, and he's gonna snap out back to his own vision, and he's gonna say, "Oh, guys, we gotta go! Burlap sack, wriggling, water, I think it's the girl, we gotta go save her, come on! The fisherman's like children of the corn or some shit!" And he starts running towards the lake. Oh, and he's not gonna blade song yet, but he's getting ready to blade song right as he jumps in the water.
All right. What is he doing?
Big E?
Yeah.
He is
You're
going
to jump in the water and
he's
swim?
running toward that's what he's doing. Vanya is going to curse, and then she's going to look for a tree to tie her horse up to. I just don't see any other option. Is there a safe looking tree off to the side where I could tie her up?
She starts looking around, and the clouds open up, and a very small ray of light peeks through. This is more light than you've ever seen from the sky before, but seems like it was a response for Biggie praying to a god that he's never worshipped before, even though it wasn't really a prayer. But he called his name, and a ray of light pings down and hits Vanya right in the chest, and she gets a flash of inspiration that she should probably give Biggie guidance.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Okay, so she hauls ass after Biggie, and you mean like the guidance happened? Oh, you mean this happened, and she gave him guidance.
No,
Yeah.
you get a flash of inspiration from a monitor. There feels like there's another Amanator.
I'm not
Aminator.
sore. Like I'm not sore.
Amana. Oh, it is a monitor. Okay. Oh, Amon. Okay, I see. MAUN. A monitor. Okay. You were reading the phonetic.
I wasn't reading it.
You get a flash of inspiration that you probably should give him guidance, but no magical effect, just a flash of thought
Guidance.
in your mind that
Guidance gives him guidance as he's running.
So Vanya runs up and says, "Wait!" and touches him on the shoulder, and the light that her chest flashes just a little bit, and the light winks out, and Biggie feels guided in his next action.
Okay. She is going to keep going towards she's going to say, as she touches him and gives him guidance, she's also going to say, "Dude, what are you doing? Are you heading for the water? Use a freaking rowboat, man." And she's going to point towards one of the boats. And he's going to go, no, that's what I was totally doing. And he's going to slightly shift his gait so that he's running towards a rowboat with guidance. And right as he hops into the rowboat, he's going to pop his first blade song. He has 2, I think.
Make an intelligence check, straight intelligence check.
You're just gonna tell me if I should use my abilities yet. Oh, good. Oh my God, Biggie made an intelligence check. Holy crap. Okay, straight intelligence is 20.
Oh, okay.
I needed that, man.
You think that without any specific skill to pilot the boat, that it might not be better to pilot the boat out rather than just trying to swim it? It's only like 400 feet, so it's not that far. It's like, the distance of a football field or something like that. You think that maybe if you were already out on the water on the rowboat, that you might be closer, and that would help. But at this point, trying to get it through the reeds and get it under the water, you're wasting valuable time. If it is, in fact, time sensitive. So he hops in the rowboat and he starts looking at it, trying to get it out, and he's like, "I don't know how to work this. I have to build up momentum," and you think it would be detrimental to try to do that.
Should I jump in the water and swim?
That's what... Yes. Well, wait. Do you have armor?
Someone better.
I think... Okay, so Biggie's going
Armor doesn't affect swimming.
When Vanya says...
Okay, then I'll stay back.
When Vanya says you use a boat, he goes, "No time, I'm heading for the water." And he just heads straight for the water, pops his blade song, "Oh!" and then dives into the water, heading straight, just beeline towards where she is, and he's dashing all the way, and he has a +10 to movement speed because he's blade singing. Vanya is going to head for a rowboat, and she's not deciding yet if she's going to launch it, but at least she's going to go hide over by one so she could be nearby, but not be running out there.
Okay, and then what are Erevan and Zoe doing?
Oh God, I'm panicking. Oh God, wait!
Bardic inspiration.
I'm tossing the bardic inspiration at him.
Oh, Big E, thank you.
Marking off my sheet.
How do you inspire me as I'm running?
You mean swimming?
Running towards the water, you shout your just as
yeah.
You see Vanya guidance me, and then you give me inspiration, and how do you do that?
Biggie, use your anime powers to turn into a fish! I believe in you, Biggie.
Oh, I gotta
even though nobody else does.
What'd you say, Zach?
It was just a response. "I believe in you, Biggie," and then I said, "Even if you're the only one."
All right, so Biggie is out there trying to dash towards the wriggling sack in the boat. Sorry, I missed what Zoe was doing. You're just shouting at Biggie that
I
good luck.
I was just a second or two more later reaction time. I was kind of looking, trying to decide if I wanted to swim or if I wanted to take a boat. And I think I want to go ahead and try to swim. I'm athletic. I have, like a 30 strength or whatever. I should be able to do it better than McGee. So yes, I want to run towards the water and jump in and start swimming.
Okay, so Biggie, I'm going to tell you the check to make, and then you're both going to do them simultaneously. But I'm gonna say it first before you roll it. Biggie, make an athletics check, strength athletics. You get the plus 1d4 from guidance, and 1d6 bardic inspiration. Is that what you're using? Was there
Bardic
inspiring you?
A phone plan.
Yeah, bardic inspiration
Okay.
and guidance is what I have.
So athletics, those 2 additional dice, plus 1 for your blade singing.
Okay,
Zoe. Oh, go ahead, but don't roll it yet.
Biggie actually has a +2 to strength. He's not proficient in athletics, but he is going to get a +2 bonus, so that's not bad. And
Yeah,
then
you got
said,
a pretty decent roll going.
Well, he gets advantage to acrobatics checks, but not athletics checks. But so he doesn't get anything from blade singing for that. But he does have his +2, and then he's going to use the +4 or the 1d4 from guidance, and he's going to go ahead and pop the bardic inspiration. What is that? Is it a 1d6, Aravan?
Let me check. Yeah, 1d6.
Cool. So that's going to be
the plus 1 you got was a circumstance bonus for having a move speed, because you're trying to get from point A to point B as fast as you can, and you have, instead of 30 move, you're 40 move. So while it is still a feat of strength, you're faster than a normal person. That's what the plus 1 is. So you do add that. That's not a class feature. Zoe, you can also go ahead and make an athletics check. However, you have to swim a little bit harder. Because you did hesitate, so you're a little bit further behind. So go ahead and make your roll, but -1 to whatever you roll.
Just athletics, nothing else.
Yep, strength athletics. So you roll and add your strength and your proficiency modifier.
I'm ready.
Okay, and you can both go ahead and roll.
21.
Okay.
Plus, I have to let James go first for a second or two. It makes it more challenging. It'd be like playing with a handicap against Trump. You'd have to have a lot, just...
And then he'll gloat when he wins, and you have to pretend like he won fairly.
Yeah, yay, I started out with 30 more.
Did you do your roll, Nick?
Yep. The total is 22.
Oh,
Nice.
come on!
Oh no, I just realized, have you had your stream going this whole time?
Yeah.
I just realized I had mine paused since we got back from the thing. I never unpaused it. So anyway, I'm going to be sniping your stream at some point to steal it from my own recording.
Yeah.
Except for the part that it cut out.
More
You say 29?
22.
22.
Yeah, 29. No, 22.
22?
So
okay.
I got a 15, and then I got a 2 on the bardic, and I got a 2 on the guidance, and then I got a 2 on my athletics bonus, and then I got a +1 because I'm hauling ass with my +10 movement speed from Blade Song. That gives me a 22.
All right. I'm just going to start my recording and restart it. That way, when I make the other one, all the other stuff, I can say it 3 parts. All right, so 22, and so we got a 21.
So many bonuses, it's like it's 3rd edition.
Yeah, so Biggie doesn't hesitate, runs towards the water, says, "Wriggle and Sack, I've got to go." And Vanya says, wait, runs up to you, touches you, and gives you guidance, and says, "Maybe you should go use a boat." And he says, "There's no time for that." And as he's running and dashing into the water, Aravan does the thing that he did, and inspires him further, and he hits the water running and starts paddling, and so he goes, "Oh shit, I'm getting in on this," and runs forward and kind of skids on the grass a little bit as she's sliding into the water, and runs forward and dives head first, and she's just like bashing through the water. She's just going at full bore, and she's kind of catching up to Biggie, but he had a head start, So just as Big E gets there, Zoe's getting there, but Big E got there first and dives under the water. I'm assuming you're going for the sack,
Yes.
right? Or what?
Yes.
Okay. Dives under the water, and you're struggling around, and you're feeling around. You can't tell where it is. It's super dark under here. And you grab onto something, and you grab it, and it's a handful of seaweed. And you're like, no, and you keep going. You're flailing around, and you grab, and it feels like seaweed, but you pull on it, and it's cloth. You grab something that's cloth,
Yes.
and you grab it, and you pull it up to the surface, and you lift this cloth. It's super heavy, soaked with water. You lift it up to the surface, and you got the sack.
I would just like to stress that once you dove, when I got out, my goal at that point then was to get in the boat to not let the guy get away.
Okay. Well, you are also arriving as he gets the sack, so go ahead and continue the roleplay.
Okay, so
Anytime.
I get the sack on the on the beach. Sorry, I was pausing my my danger music. I put some urgent danger music. Actually, I should put it back on. I'll just turn it down because it's still danger. So I grab my Big E grabs his dagger, and he grabs the.
He said he got out there and.
Huh? He's got the sack back right on the beach. You said he pulled it on the beach, or I'm
You
in the
do,
water.
yeah. You're also super delayed, so whatever
Shit, sorry.
whatever you're responding to is something that I said like 3 or 4 seconds ago. So he said that her intention was to go to the boat, but Zoe's there, and Zoe hasn't said what she does. So
Yeah, no, my intention was to race out there to try and beat Big E, but because he didn't, I decided I wanted to climb into the boat instead, since Big E had the drowning part covered, and I didn't want to let the guy get away. So I don't stand in the boat. I get into the boat, and then I get close to him with my hand and draw my sword, and I tell him to row us back to the shore where we came from.
okay. So Zoe swims just a little bit. Boat and wrenches herself up as the boat rocks from side to side, and the guy's just sitting there holding his fishing rod and keeping himself stable. And she climbs into the boat, pulls out her sword, and says, "Take us back to shore right now." And he just not like ignores you, but just like it was like you aren't even there, other than him having to keep himself stable. And he kind of like tugs on his fishing pole a little bit, pulls it up, checks if there's anything on it. Not pulls it up all the way, but like is pulling it to check. He's just casually sitting there like nothing happened, ignoring you completely.
I want to yell at him even louder and say, "Row us to shore before Big E is able to get into the boat. Now." I just wanted to make it harder on James.
Yeah,
It's just
Big E,
with the
I think-
package.
Has he dragged? Yeah, is he swimming right now, pulling the sack? Like, have I, or is it already back on shore? How far are we?
At the moment, Zoe climbed up onto the boat as you were arriving, so you're currently still swimming, but
Okay.
during
So
this
I've got
interaction, you're swimming.
Okay, so I've got the sack swimming and now and waiting. So I'm in the water still. So and what I'm going to try to do, of course, is hold it up out of the water, kind of on my shoulder, like I would like a person. Like that's what I assume that it is.
While you do feel it moving a little bit. As you it feels like a person. It's like you can feel it's just a sack. As you get about halfway to the shore, Vanya shows up with the boat that she untangled and followed you out with. It says, put it in here, get it out of the water." And Zoe, the guy, is still ignoring.
And Big E's gonna say, no, I'll just drag her to shore. I'm not gonna try to put her in a boat. Her, he's already saying her. I mean, we did,
Vanya says, "Oh, for the love of," she says, "Oh, for the love of," and she reaches down to the water and grabs the sack and lifts it up into the boat and starts paddling away
she's in the boat,
towards
yes.
the shore.
Big E's swimming. swim.
And
now
Zoe,
I-
the guy, is still ignoring you as this is happening.
I want to thump his nose, like flick his nose with my finger.
You flick his nose, make an attack roll.
Oh,
Sure, like a strength attack. Wait, just a 1d20 or 1d20 plus what? I can't remember.
It's just gonna be an unarmed attack, which is strength plus proficiency. So the same as the last time. Same as your athletics, essentially.
Yeah, but my athletics, I end up with like a +5 to it.
yeah, that's fine. It's
You have a
strength.
+3 athletics.
Not on my sheet, I don't.
Why do
His
you only have
athletics-
13 strength?
His athletics should be.
I have
2
16
proficiency.
strength on mine.
That was probably some last minute thing or something. It was off to the. I had it written 16. Oh, you were cursed by shadows. That's You've recovered since then. But
Holy fuck, I
since
don't
your last
remember
long
that.
rest though, yeah, the shadows hit you one time and they reduced your strength permanently. But then when you long rested, it went away. So that was actually good that I wrote that down because I completely forgot about it. But
Oh,
no, you're
yeah,
back.
me
You're
too.
back. Yeah. So yeah, it's +5.
Okay.
Did you get a
10.
10? Okay. You go to flip his nose, and he does kind of like tilt his head out of the way, dodging it. But other than that, he doesn't react to you at all.
He's dodging like bulletproof monk. I feel so horrible.
And we will go ahead and go back to Vanya and Erevan and B'gi on the shore. B'gi, you catch up to Vanya as she's lifting the sack out and dropping it onto the grass. And I'll let you pick up from there on both characters.
Vanya, since she's a cleric, does not carry any blades on her. So B'gi pulled a dagger out of his wherever he keeps his dagger, and he carefully grabs the burlap and cuts it in a way that is going to definitely open the burlap up, but not stab anyone inside. So he kind of holds it up carefully, kind of like when you're opening a soft Amazon package with something expensive inside.
I was popping balloons earlier today, and I was like pinching it like at the nozzle and then cutting it so it didn't pop. So yeah, exactly. So you do that, and you slice it open straight down the center like a tauntaun, and you pull it open, and you see the face of a young girl who is unconscious inside the bag. She has alabaster white skin and raven black hair, and she looks young. She looks like as young as Henrietta, like 7 or 8 years old.
Okay, so am I able to see from
no,
the
go ahead, Zoe.
boat? Can I see from the boat? Because the guy is just ignoring me, so I want to know if I can see from the boat for sure what was in the burlap sack or not before I got rough.
You don't see exactly what it is. You just see them cut open the sack and they're looking at it, but you can't. You're 400 feet away, so you can't really tell exactly.
Oh shit!
What's
Yeah,
in
no,
it.
I couldn't tell.
If you had an owl with advantage on perception. Oh no, my stream's cutting out. Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, we can hear
Okay.
you.
Oh, okay. I was like, oh, everyone just pause talking for a second. Okay, sorry. Is it on me?
Zoe was asking if he could see who was in the sack. What was in the sack before he started like.
Oh, yeah. So
attacking
he'll
the
shout
guy.
out. Biggie's gonna say he's gonna look at Zoe and say, "There's a girl in the sack and she looks hurt." And Vanya's gonna try to revive her.
All right. Zoe, do whatever roleplay you would like to do with that information, and Vanya, make a medicine check.
I want to beat this guy unconscious in the boat.
All right. Make an attack roll with whatever you would like to use to attack him.
If I use a sword, can I do non-lethal damage at the end?
Yep, any melee attack you can do on non-lethal
Okay,
damage. So you'd be like hitting him with the flat of the blade or stabbing him somewhere that's not a vital organ.
Okay, in that case, yeah, I want to attack with my short sword.
Okay, go for it. And Vanya, when you get the result, you can tell me. Or if you want,
Oof.
I don't remember if I was supposed to be controlling Vanya as far as roles and stuff go, but I wanted to give you the. I didn't want to say she succeeds or whatever. So.
Do I have?
Yeah, well, I'm
blessed?
just.
Sorry, I guess
No.
we're doing two things at once. Oh, do you have bless?
No,
No,
you're
she
too
cast
far.
guidance, not bless.
I have.
No, I just meant, did I already
bless.
have it?
No, I didn't cast
Okay.
it before.
Okay, that's what I was asking. I want to make sure I did the calculation right. Sorry, I'll be quiet now until you're ready for mine.
No, go ahead. Yeah, you're
we're kinda
active.
doing
I
them
just
at
told
the
him to
same
make the
time.
check. I just told him to make the check while you were doing your thing. It's the camera's on you right now. That's just happening in the background.
25 to hit.
All right, roll some
Oh, a
damage.
natural 20.
Crit.
Oh, 20 plus 5. Okay.
Red.
Yeah.
Let's see. Go ahead and roll your damage. It's still rolled. So, double damage dice and then add your modifier once. Did you roll?
Sorry, I'm working on it.
Oh, no problem.
My medicine.
sure.
So Vanya's medicine check with guidancing herself is 10.
Okay. So you look down at her lifeless body, and you're about to start doing CPR. And as you get closer, and you're putting your hands on her chest, getting ready to do the compressions, you realize that she is still breathing. She looks like she might be more in shock, and she might have inhaled some water, but she's unconscious, but doesn't seem to be injured at all.
Okay, but when she casts guidance, she's gonna say a prayer to Helm, and she puts her hand on her chest, on her heart, and she looks up and says, "Helm, God of..." Oh, crap, I just said... She goes, "Helm, vigilant one, watcher, God of guardians, protection and protectors, bless me on restoring this child's life." And then she looks down and she, I guess, like, gives her mouth to mouth to get the water out of her lungs, and then sees that she's fine, and she says, "Helm be praised."
She is tied up. Her wrists are tied up, and you can't see her feet, but you assume they're probably tied too. And as you start to give the mouth to mouth, and realize she's still breathing, she starts to kind of flutter her eyes open, like she's waking up, and she says, "What happened? Where am I?" And then she snaps to, and she sees Vanya right in her face, and she goes, "Ah, who are you?"
Wait, can she see Vladimir? Can Vladimir have wandered over, and when he sees she's okay, like, have his face right in hers, and then lick her face like a cartoon? Like, that's the first thing she sees.
Oh yeah, did Vanya not tie him up?
No, she was going to, and then she had to chase after Big E.
Okay. Yeah, so Vladimir does that, and she wakes up, and she's, where am I? What happened? And then, Zoe, did you get a damage roll yet?
11.
All right. How would you like to knock him
Nice.
unconscious? Are you bashing him, or are you stabbing him somewhere and hoping he doesn't bleed out? He won't bleed out if you.
I was punching him in the face with the sword in my hand, so it's
Okay,
heavier, but I'm
pummel
punching
him.
him with... Yes, I'm pummeling him.
Okay, so you bash him right in the head, and he's just bonk, and instantly out, and he falls down in his boat, and he kind of smacks his head on the side of the boat, and his fishing pole falls in the water and starts floating away.
Okay, so while he's out, I want to tie him up because I assume there's rope either in my pack or in the boat or something handy. I want to hog
There's rope
tie
in the
him.
boat.
Okay, I want to hog tie him.
All right. Make a dexterity check or sleight of hand if you're trained in it to tie him up. We'll go ahead and resolve this first in case so we can get back in time to join any role play.
9.
All right. So he is tied up. You're not super confident in your knots that you did, but you did your best with the time that you have. So
Well, I didn't care if he was tied too tightly. I just wanted him tied up for what I'm going to do next.
yeah, as far as you can tell, he's tied up.
Okay, so I want to start rowing the bow back towards the shore. And when I get about 20, 30 feet from the shore, wherever you reach close to wading height or just barely swimming height. And I want to try to wake him just a little bit.
So he's unconscious, and the only way to wake him up would be to give him healing or 1d4 hours.
Okay, well, I'm not going to wait in the boat that long, so I jump out of the boat and holding onto the hogtied part of the ropes and pull him into the water with me, and I kind of swim with him, bobbing up and down underneath and down into it and up and into it like Josh Moore as I'm, slowly swimming and then waiting the last of the 20, 30 feet. And I just keep kind of, letting his head go underwater for 10 seconds or so, and then I just kind of lift it up just a little bit and it right back down until I finally get out onto the shore and I drag his ass up there.
Yeah, he's kind of gurgling and coughing as you're doing that, so he's like unconscious, but then just like reflexively, like as he's inhaling the water, his body's just coughing in. But you can, if he was awake, he would be waterboarded.
He's gonna know because if you've ever swallowed a large amount of water, your lungs hurt for a fucking day.
Yeah, it will not be pleasant when he wakes up. Between that and the pommel bruise to the temple, he's not going to be having a great day when he wakes up.
I want to make sure he's aware. He realizes, oh, my lungs, they feel like I was half drowned.
But yeah, you get on the shore just as Vladimir is walking up and licking the girl's face. And
I want to say one thing clever. I want to say something
go
clever.
ahead.
Like, I go, so I went fishing. Look, I just caught this turd right here. That's what I do to dump them out. I think I'm clever. Probably not clever.
There's no NPCs for me to say whether you're clever or not. NPCs.
Yes, that's what I was talking about. It doesn't sound like they were very impressed.
Big E's gonna stand and clap. That was fantastic.
I lower my head in shame. James is the only one laughing.
How's Erevan? Erevan.
And I have no idea. I probably over by the girl, like she not trying to be too close, but
All right. So she wakes up with the horse licking her face. She specifically makes the point not to laugh at Zoe's joke, and she looks and she kind of like grabs his snout or whatever, I don't know what you call it on a horse. Kind of grabs his nose and what? And then she looks and she sees him and she sees his multicolored eyes and his white fur and she says, Vladimir? What are you doing here?
What?
Oh shit.
Who are you people?
Wait, you know this horse?
Yes. She coughs and water comes up and she lays back down and she says, Oh, I need to rest for a moment.
Big E's gonna cut the ropes off her. He's like as quick as he could. He's getting the ropes off her arms and legs with his dagger.
You cut the ropes and you can see that she's got like rope burns on her arms and her not her legs because she's got like socks on, but it looks like she's been tied up for a little while. She says, "Oh, thank you. I'm sorry, I must have passed out back there.
I just want to say that the dagger that he's using to cut her loose and stuff, he actually has in his treasure a gem inlaid dagger. And that's that bejeweled dagger. That's the one that he was using to cut the burlap sack and cut her free.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you actually have it.
By the way,
it's a fancy
guy
jewel
is
one.
like a log. I'm sitting on the guy like you would sit on a log in the forest.
Oh yeah. Is he face down, face up, or sideways?
He's face down.
I want to do
you're
face
gonna
down,
force
but then I have to get up and check every now and again. So he's like on his side, but definitely
side recovery position.
His side, his face is pretty close to my damn face.
Okay. So she says, "Oh, thank you. Oh, I need to sit up. I've been laying in that boat all morning."
Oh, how'd you get on that boat?
She says, "The man. I came here to sail my boat that I bought at the toy store, and this man
Brush your teeth in less than 10.
asked me if I wanted to come out on the water with him and sail my boat out there, and I said no, but then he took me, and we didn't even go out on the water. He tied me up, and he kept me in a shack for 2 days, and then...
Oh my God.
He kept me in a shed tied up for 2 days, and then this morning, he put me in a sack, and we sat on the boat all morning, and then all of a sudden, it was wet and cold, and then I woke up, and Vladimir was licking my face, and I just don't know. I'm just so confused now. Who are you people?
We're the ones who rescued you from that boat, man.
She says,
Did you
"Thank
think of
you,
it
but
from
how?"
Did you think of it from his point of view, though? Like, maybe he just really wanted a friend, and maybe you just didn't give him the attention that he, needed and stuff, and maybe you should just say yeah and go with him to do stuff, even if it's not what you want to do that much.
Nice victim
Shut your
shaming.
mouth, Vicky.
That's Zoe. It was nice victim shaming, and she, kind of scoots some mud and smacks the guy in his face underneath.
She says, "Oh, I would have, but it was getting dark, and the woods aren't safe after dark, so I just wanted to get home, and I'd already been playing with my boat all evening after I bought it, and I was ready to go home, so I'm sorry. Next time a strange man comes up and asks me to come with him, I'll definitely go."
Don't listen to anything
no.
this idiot says. Don't take his advice.
Yeah, don't listen.
Give you advice, do the exact opposite.
What did you say before that part, Aravan? You I asked a question or something, I don't remember.
I think I asked, no, I told them we were the ones who rescued them from the boatman.
She says, "Oh, thank you, but how did you know I was here? How did you know to rescue me? You came right at the perfect time."
Thanks.
I mean, we were just going to the lake, and then we saw something in the water, and it's this whole big story about fortunes and adventuring and stuff, just to save you the long run. Ask Biggie, not me.
She says, "Oh, well, that certainly sounds like a lucky turn of events. Any longer, and I surely would have drowned. But that's not the first time that I've been saved. That's not the first time that I've been saved by a coincidental streak of luckiness. But I'm glad it happened, and thank you. I'm so grateful that you came here to save me, even if it was just a stroke of luck." She says, "But how did you get Vladimir?"
What do you... Hey, what? Vladimir's our horse.
She says, "No, he's not mine per se, but, well, they said that he would be mine when I turned 10, but that he had to be trained first, and then they would let me take him, but I haven't seen him in a while, so I guess he's not technically mine, but he's supposed to be. They promised him to me."
What did you what wait, okay, we need some basics first. Where'd you come from? How'd you get here to this land, to Barovia?
She says, "I live here."
You... Wait a minute. We bought Vladimir off for something. I can't remember what. I think it was I don't know. I wasn't the one who bought him, man.
Vanya steps in and she says, the people who had him were abusing him, and he seemed scared to be with them, and they weren't very nice to him at all. So I bought him from them to give him a better life. And she says, "Oh, well, that is how they train the horses to be good, draft horses and stuff. But I always knew Vladimir wasn't really meant for that. He's more of a special. He's more of like a pet horse. But they insisted that they would be a dishonor to give him to me as a gift, without him being trained first. So I had to let them take him to to train him, but I'm glad that you got him away from that, so he didn't have to deal with that.
Good.
But
Well,
so
Vanya, can Vanya ask her name? What is your name, young girl? My name is Vanya.
She says, hi, Anya. She says, my name is Arabelle. She says, I'm 7 years old, and thanks for saving me and all, but I'd really like it if you would take me back to my dad. He's probably worried sick about me.
where is he?
She says, oh, well, she kind of looks down and she says, I'm not supposed to tell people this, but I live in the Vistani camp outside of Valaki, but don't tell anyone that. They said that if I told people in town I was from Vistani, that they would be mean to me. So I have to keep it a secret.
Oh.
But you people seem really nice because you saved me, so I'm okay with telling you. But my dad is the head of the camp at Valaki, so I'm sure he'll be really happy that you guys saved me.
Ooh. Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna step away for a moment and like talk to Biggie for a second.
She says,
And
go ahead.
go-
I've gotta catch my breath anyway. And she's petting
I go
Vladimir.
over to Biggie and I go, "Yo, Biggie, we gotta go back to the camp dudes, the hippies. You know, we gotta go back to them, give them the child. That's what our fortune was about, wasn't it?"
Well, yeah, except that was, I think that was a different Vistani camp, because that was the one over by the Sarah pool, and she said that there's some camp outside of Valaki. I don't think that we've been there. That sounds like some new place. But yeah, I mean, that's where she's from. We should try to get her back, I think.
Right, yeah, I think so too. Anyways. Is there anything else I should ask her?
Yeah, ask her if she's got any, like, special, like, abilities or stat blocks or anything like that.
Stat blocks! If you went up to a person and it said, "Hey, what's your stat block?" They would not reply to that. They go, "What are you talking about?"
I'm gonna start asking people that.
What's your stat block?
And then you're gonna find people who actually answer back, and you can be like, "All right, I could take this
Yeah.
one."
Exactly. It's how you weed them out.
Yeah, you got to introduce them to the worst side of you, and not like the beating them side or things like that, or the alcoholic side. Just the things that they're going to be embarrassed about in the future. It's best to find out early on if they're willing to get past that.
Anyway, she says, I'd really like it if you take me back to my dad in town. And you guys were talking about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, little girl, Arabelle. My name is Biggie, by the way.
And my name's Arabin.
I've already met you, Aravan, but
Oh yeah!
nice to meet you again.
Man,
I
I
think
always
the guy-
forget when I do introduction.
I kind of kicked the guy, a little bit in the face again, just because as I waved.
She just kind of looks away from you and doesn't.
That was my introduction.
She's not like she's totally stoked that he's unconscious, but she doesn't really seem to care about him.
Yeah,
Why?
who's that guy? Do you know who he is?
She says, "No, I'm not really supposed to be in town, so I don't really know anyone in town, but I was just there to buy this toy that I saved up my allowance for, and I went to the toy shop and I bought it, and I came here to play it. But no, I have no idea who he is." He kept talking about fishing though, and he seemed like he was not right in the head, but I don't know anything else about him.
Okay. What do you guys want to, like, should we leave him here, or are we gonna, like, sling his unconscious body over the horse, or, like, what are we doing with this guy? Will you just slit his throat?
I have no problem. I have absolutely no problem making a nice, sturdy, out of rope, waist wrap thing that ties me to him so I can walk
My
and he
God.
just kind of gets drugged through the ground behind me. I have
Yes.
zero issue. That's up to everyone else.
Is
If we
that
don't want to do it that
Hollywood's-
way, I'll have no problem with just, throwing him
Do
over
it.
my
It'll be like
shoulder
one of
and
those
walking through a
cartoons.
thorn bush.
Yeah, Biggie has no problems with that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I want to tie up again and build it so it's kind of like a little harness on me that drags him behind me, so it's not too overly strenuous. Keeping in mind that my character has high strength and can handle that.
Okay, you do that, and you're dragging him behind you. Are you guys going back to town?
Oh, that's right. So, do we want to head straight back to town, or do we want to check out anything else around the lake while we're here? I guess we probably just want to go straight to the camp.
Well,
Yeah, I'm good with that. I wanna this girl back to her home as quickly as possible. Also, it's kind of weird dragging a random dude.
I just want to drag him back
Out
to
in
town
the
and
city.
give him to the authorities, Although
Idea.
it would be our word against his, but you guys wouldn't be with me because we would have to split up, and then they're going to not punish him, and they'll be like, well, there's no good proof, and all of that. So it'd be a lot easier if I just, tied him upside down with his face underwater. And
Oh,
left
yeah,
him behind.
true.
What do you think, guys? We are trying to kill a child. Should we kill him? Should we hobble him? Should we drag him back to town? What do y'all want to do?
I mean-
Biggie, I won't speak for Vanya, but Biggie thinks that since he was flinging her overboard and let fate happen to her, that of course he didn't respond to you, so maybe he's being possessed or under a trance. Maybe he can give us some information, but he says, yeah, you know what? Let Kalemvor sort him out. So he's fine with just killing the guy, but he's not suggesting it, but he's okay with it.
I'm gonna say y'all have seemed a little bit standoffish to me because I've been in a much more I have zero qualms with killing this evildoer mood. That's just because that's my character.
I'm fine with Biggie's
Okay.
fine with it. He's just like it. I wonder if he had any information to give us. Like, what if he's being controlled by Sarah Fear or something like that? I just watched Fear Street on Netflix. It's really, really good. Definitely watch the Fear
But yeah, I
Street
forgot to
trilogy.
watch it with you guys. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You should still watch it. It was really good.
Okay, I need
I'll watch it on
somebody
my
else's
own.
votes. What do we do with this guy? One person said, I don't really care, but they're okay
yeah.
with me killing him.
Aravind, what do you
My character's
say?
not evil. My character is like neutral good. So I have my own very stern.
Vanya says, I have, I would be remiss to take an innocent life, but this man seems to be everything but innocent. So while I will not do it myself without a trial and all of that, I would gladly look the other way, whatever you decide.
Okay.
I wouldn't do it myself either, but
Okay, so
you're gonna do it, then do it.
all right, well then, how about this? How about we drag him behind us for a while until he wakes up? Then we can interrogate him, and then depending upon what's going on, either I'll just cut his throat right then and there and decapitate him, or something. We'll
Sounds
go off
good.
that. Why don't we do that? Drag him with us. I have no problems dragging him with me until he wakes up, and we can pommel information out of him some more.
Okay, and we're gonna just head straight to the Velaki camp, I think, because even though we just started our day, we
Velaki
want to get
Justice.
her to her father safety.
Okay. How are you going about getting there?
So put her on to Vladimir, and then we're gonna head to Velaki first, using the path straight back the way we came.
Okay. You follow the path back to Velaki. So he does the aforementioned dragging behind through thorn bushes and things like that. You find plenty of briar patches and sticks and things like that to scrape him up real nice.
Fire
And-
hands.
Oh yeah. This is
Stinging
actually
metal.
where fire ants. This is actually where fire ants originated from. They've
Oh
just
my
they've
God.
slowly made their way over here on like boats and teleports and stuff like that. So this is the original hell that has cursed us. The real world fire ants are from Barovia as one of the curses of Strahd. And
Also, I double back if I see the horse poop or pee. I
you're
double
like, ooh.
back around and drag him through a couple times.
Um, that does happen, and you get at Valaki, and you have this scraped up, thorn covered, poop covered guy unconscious, and you approach the gates of Valaki. And
So
you continue
can
walking.
you can bring the guy to the guard if you want to.
I still would like to have the right to at least be there for the interrogation just to find out what's going on. Since he hasn't woken up yet, let's go in, bring the girl back, let them know that she's safe, let them know that this is the person who did it, but we weren't able to, give him a proper trial of any sort. So
Okay, then we're gonna head through the town to the west exit and then towards the Vistani encampment.
Okay. As you walk towards the center of town, she's kind of keeping her head low, and she has a hood that she has on, and she kind of has it over her hood. She's kind of covering her hair and her face, being kind of indiscreet or discreet or whatever. And as you guys walk towards the center of town, she says, my home is this way, outside of the gates. She's trying to be vague and not. She's trying not to say the word Vistani or encampment or anything like that in town. Very obviously, as she said that before, and as she points when you guys get to the split in the middle. She points to the west and says, "Hey, it's this way. This is the fastest way out this gate."
Okay, so we dash on that way.
Okay, you continue walking west through the town. Dressed man behind you, and it's probably like 8:15 now. They're still not. Does someone need to take the phone call? If it's important, they can take it.
So,
It's not distracting or
No,
anything. I'm just checking.
oh, sorry, I was trying to manage. No, it's an alarm.
Okay, I was just making sure. I didn't want anyone to feel like they couldn't take that.
it sounded so close to like a baby mobile thing. I did not hear it until Jake pointed it out. I naturally just don't hear all those types of signs that babies do. It's natural.
It's like when you're on a Zoom call.
Yeah, Deanna had an alarm set on her phone to wake up so she could hang out with me a little bit after D&D, so that's what that is. And I haven't gotten up to go turn it off yet.
Either way, we can also finish up because it's 11, so we'll do a couple cliffhangers, decide what exactly you guys want to do next, and then go from there, and I'll be able to prep for next time, unless you guys want to keep going. Well, I mean, we still got another 15 minutes, but...
Sorry, I was turning the phone off. We can wrap up. 11's usually probably a good time to stop, but we're heading towards the camp, so we'd like to see where we get the girl to. I think just kind of get to a stopping point. I'm not in a rush.
Yeah, I don't want to rush, but I'm not gonna dilly dally. We'll get through whatever we get through, but we'll plan on wrapping up in 15 or 20 minutes, depending on where a good stopping point comes up. But so you're walking west through town, and you start getting towards the gate. You see it off in the distance, and you walk by the church. And Arabelle says, "Oh wait, before we go, I want to go say hi to my friend. I met her a while ago, and I haven't seen her since she came to town. I haven't seen her for a couple of days since I went and got lost. So do you mind if I go see my friend in the church real quick?"
Oh, in the church?
Yeah.
Somebody should go with her.
She's one of the orphans. She's one of the orphans being kept here.
Shit.
She just came here like a week ago, and we became friends really fast. She seems like a really nice person, and she was teaching us all these games and stuff. But I'm just gonna go let her know I'm okay.
Biggie says, "Oh yeah, she disappeared."
She says, "What do you mean disappeared?"
We've been to the church.
Like
We
me?
talked to the people. Your friend meets the description of the girl that they just lost, possibly eaten by wolves. Sorry to hear that, but I have good news. I found your boat, and he pulls the broken boat out of his jacket
Oh
and
no!
hands it to her.
He says,
Jesus fucking
friend
Christ.
dead, boat here, still broken, but 2 more levels and I get mending.
she says, oh, my boat. Oh, that was like a month's allowance that I saved up from copper coins that my parents gave me every week. Oh, that's okay. Maybe Blinsky will be able to repair it. It's okay. I'll go see him later after I've. She says, but there's no way. There's no way that she's. You know what? I had a name and I couldn't remember the name. I wrote it down somewhere, and this placeholder name I kept telling myself in my head. I was like, whatever. I'll just pick a name so I can remember it. Is the only one that's coming to mind, and it's the one I've been using. So this is the name now. She says, "There's no way. There's no way that Mary got eaten by wolves or anything. She was way too street smart to have anything like that happen. I don't believe you. There must be something else. Well, if she's not there, then we can just go back to my dad. But I'll go talk to Father Lucian myself and see what's going on with that." She says, "Okay, well, we can keep going. The camp is outside of town."
This all feels so damn suspicious. Well, I vote then. Why don't we go ahead and go to her dad for now? Let everyone know she's safe, and then I find somebody to turn this guy over to, or at least, to help wake him up so we can interrogate him or whatever. I don't care.
His face has just been dragged through the streets from the east gate
There's
to the
not
west gate.
There's not a whole lot of people on the streets, but you see you just kind of like immediately shut their doors. They're like, "All right, this is happening."
I'm walking down the street acting like this is perfectly normal, like I don't have somebody who is on the verge of death, hog-tied, being drugged by me. I act like there's nothing else in the world going on, like it's a normal day.
It
That
must
is
be
brilliant.
Minneapolis.
The guard at the north gate just kind of shit. Did we skip over that? Okay, you know what? No, we'll have to retcon and go back because he would have said something. The guard at the north gate, when he saw that happen, he saw you guys dragging the guy, and he said, "Oh, welcome back. Did you find what you were looking for? Did you meet your friend or whatever?" And he looks down and he sees the guy you're dragging behind,
Like
and
the
he says,
Sopranos.
he says, "Oh, that guy wasn't with you before, so I guess you found what you were looking for." And as he looks at him closer, he goes, "Oh, is that old Bluto? That drunk? What did he do now?"
He got punched in the head. He got knocked the fuck out.
He says, "Yeah, that
okay.
sounds about right."
Okay. All right, I'll let you guys do the talking.
Oh, sorry.
No, me talking is probably bad. You guys are acting like, and everything. And I was about to just be like, yeah, this little pedophile over here, let's burn him at the stake.
He's like, the guard just like brushes it off. He's like, "Oh, that Bluto," and he opens the gate and lets you guys through. If no one is asking or saying anything, he doesn't say he wants to take custody of him or anything. But he lets you through, and we repeat what's happened up to that point, unless you guys.
Yeah, I want to turn him over to authorities, but I want to try to wait until he wakes up, so at least we can talk to him first.
Yeah, that's fine. I was just letting you know what the guard's reaction to that was. Is he was like,
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, all right," and then let you through. So he didn't stop you or question you. I mean, he questioned you a little bit, but
He probably
you
should
wanted-
have questioned me more.
if you cared to ask or say anything, not that I'm implying you should, but if you did, that was a chance. So I just wanted to give you that chance if you had like a question or wanted to say something or get him off your hands or something. But we move on. That thing happened with Arabelle, and you move towards the western Sunset Gate, and the guard there just kind of looks down at the body looks up and says, "Heading out?" Question mark.
Yep.
Yep.
He says, "All right, be safe. Gates close at sunset." And he opens he knocks on the gate house, and the door opens. Arabelle walks forward and she says, "Come on, this way. It's a little ways down the road, and then there's a path I'll show you. It's not super easy to spot off the road, but I'll show you how to get there." And you keep walking, and there's some small like houses and stuff like that on the side of the road. A couple of houses that are like not within the walls, but they don't look like people are living in them. Maybe like some little farmhouse or something that people tend to, but not necessarily live out here. And there's a path right off the road that heads into the forest. But Arabelle keeps walking, and you walk down the path, probably like half the distance through town, about that far, like 1,000 feet or so, and you come to a small stand of trees on the left side of the road, and she says, "Here it is," and you look, and there's a very, very faint trail through the grass that looks like care has been taken to make sure it stays covered, and the grass can be like brushed aside, and then there's like a trampled down path underneath it, so the grass that's leaning over it kind of hides, seals it, and makes it look like just part of the landscape. And she says, "Come on, the camp is down this way," and she walks down the path.
I follow
And
her.
we follow behind.
All right. You follow behind the path, and it twists and turns a little bit. It enters the woods, and she says, "Don't worry, the woods are safe a little ways in, as long as you're here during the daytime, and especially towards our camp. They keep this area pretty safe." And you walk, and you get to a page. The woods
Ooh, we turned to page.
part. The woods part to reveal an expansive clearing, a small grass-covered hill with low houses built into its side. Fog obscures the details, but you can see. Hold on. But you can see that these buildings feature elegantly carved woodwork and have decorative lanterns hanging from their sculpted eaves. Atop the hill, above the fog, is a ring of barrel-topped wagons that surround a large tent with a column of smoke pouring out through a hole in the top. The tent is brightly lit from within, and even at this distance you can smell the odors of wine and horses that emanate from this central area. So it's a big hill, and elegantly carved buildings built into the sides of the hill, and then on the top of the hill is a bunch of the Vistani wagons and a big central tent.
Let's head for the big O tent. And we're definitely going to ask, if we do see someone or if someone approaches us, we're going to ask about where her father might be. Oh, can we ask her father's name? And also if he's like some important guy here or something? Or if we would know where he might be.
Yes, and everyone go ahead and pop into Discord and look at which channel?
You mean I've been talking to myself this whole time?
The Images channel.
Oh, so there's a disease that I learned about that explains me.
Oh yeah?
Cool.
There's something wrong. There's some people who have brain damage or in one part of the brain or didn't have it properly developed that causes them to have the urge to make puns and jokes about everything nonstop. Not kidding.
And what is it called?
If it's
Don't remember, but
oh, I thought it was going to be a pun.
no. Think about it. I can't. I can't control myself, we're at the Kingdom Hall and somebody's like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I make puns out of everything and I can't resist the urge to do it. And that's what it's called.
At least
that's what it
At
is.
least it's entertaining.
I love the fact that everybody was waiting for another pun when I.
That's what it sounded. I'm gonna make that into a pun. I'm gonna write that. I'm gonna write that statement into a pun, and then the answer is gonna be some kind of a pun joke. But does everyone see the picture that I sent?
Yes, I put it in the stream.
Okay. Oh, cool. So that is what it looks like. It's a big hill with a tent on it, and the houses built in the sides, and the woods are on the sides of you and in front of you, but they part, and this is a nice big clearing here. And she says, in response to your question, she says, let me read this and find the exact details of what she says. There's a lot of stuff here. We'll probably stop, like relatively soon, but I want to go ahead and get to a point where we can pick up.
I bet a cliffhanger's coming.
Oh yeah.
Cliffhanger.
That one. Okay. The hell is that?
My
that one.
father's
She
name
says,
is Strahd Jr.
She says, my
God.
My father is called Luvash. He is one of the leaders of this Vistani camp.
Nice.
And I'm sure he's worried. About me. Come on, I'll show you to his tent. And she takes you up to the top of the hill, and there's you see below the tent those little brown things. Those are all wagons. So there's like 12 wagons surrounding the thing. So there's a bunch of them. And she brings you over to one. There's like a dirt hill that walks all the way up onto the top of this hill. It's about 30 feet up, and she gets to the top, and it's kind of a flat top. Like they've like scraped all the dirt off, and she walks you to the far side of the camp. And let's see, they kind of label this weird. As you walk past the front of the big tent, you pass in front of the entrance to it. Piled outside of wagon. What wagon? There's no wagon. Piled outside of the tent are several casks, empty casks of wine. You can tell they're empty. The corks have been popped and they're mostly overturned. From inside the tent comes the crack of a whip, followed by the howls of a young man. And inside you see 3 sputtering campfires filling the tent with smoke. And through the haze, you see 6 Vistani passed out in various places on the dead grass. A barely conscious and shirtless teenager hugs the central tent pole, his wrists bound with rope and his back streaked with blood. An older, larger man in studded leather armor lashes the young man with the horsewhip, causing him to scream again. And standing in the bigger man's shadow is a third man, also clad in studded leather, and he says, "Easy, brother," he says to the whip-wielding brute. "I think Alexei has learned his lesson." And Arabelle keeps walking. She goes, "Come on, Lubash's tent is..."
Aww.
Okay.
And then she goes, and then she stops, and she looks, and she goes, "Oh, wait, there he is," and she points into the tent. Do you want to cliffhang there, or...
Cliffhang there, yeah.
And you don't know which one it is? There's 3 guys in the tent.
Well, it's not Alexei.
That's true. It's true. I forgot his name.
He's teenage, boy. I mean, the math on that is just
true.
Stretching it. But also, there's a guy sweeping up horse dung in the corner.
We can go ahead and stop there. That way I know what is happening and what's going to happen, but it's getting late, and I feel like that's a good spot to stop before we start.
Railroad.
There's already a lot of threads that have been started that are unraveling, so we'll stop there. That way we can recollect.
Cool. Yeah.
And pick up with interrupting the whipping of the guy.
I wish I had taken
I
this
didn't
guy's
just
self.
What did you say, Zach?
I just want to say I stayed awake the whole time.
You did.
And remained lucid.
Yeah, I was gonna say not just awake, but conscious and participating.
Sorry, guys. I was having a hard time adjusting because I was changing my hours and stuff, and I just could not effing stay awake. But it's getting better. I knew it would. Just took some time.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, for me, it takes anytime I change my schedule, it takes me a while before I adjust to it.
Yeah.
Cool. So okay, I'm gonna end the stream. So goodbye, stream. See you next time when we find out about